Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Marvel vs. System unboxing. This is for the Galactic Guardians set, part of the Infinity Wars arc, Volume 2, issue number 2. So issue number 1 went over Cosmic Avengers. So this is going through like the it's not just focused on the original Infinity War saga, but it has a lot going on with characters that dealt with that. But it will have some updated newer characters too, but it's like the space characters, essentially, what we're going for. So yeah, we had Cosmic Avengers, we had some of those characters. Here we're going to have more Guardians of the Galaxy. And then the third set is we'll have Thanos' team, the Black Order. Let's read our little expansion. Issue 2 of the Infinity Wars story arc. Adam Warlock, Cosmo, and Star-Lord are ready to join with your team, but stop the most notorious dangers in the universe. The villains are coming, so power up your deck before it's too late. So these sets make a good add-on to the base game, because I had Avengers, Guardians, and Villains, and then this arc will have more of each of those teams. So it's a good way to like just expand upon those. Alright, so first up we're going to have Adam Warlock, who's one of the Guardians. Prepare for a rebirth. Level up 1. If Adam Warlock would be KO'd, instead heal all wounds from him, and he gains an XP. This power can't be turned off. So what is interesting is they capitalize the word him, because that's also what he is referred to in the comic books. He's known as him with a capital H. So it's just a nice little nod to that. So then when he levels up to level 2, he becomes a cocoon. The regenerative cocoon. Adam Warlock can't recover during your recovery step. Timely rebirth. When an enemy supporting character appears, if there are supporting characters with a total cost of 15 or more on that side, recover Adam and then he gains XP. This power can't be turned off. So that's definitely interesting. And then he does get a level 3. So not super common to get level 3s, but definitely fun when we see them. So he jumps up to 13 attack, but he only has 3 health, so he doesn't have a lot of health to begin with, like some of the other characters. But he has Master of the Soul Gem. Search your deck in KO pile and resource row for the Soul Gem. Play it for free on Adam. If Adam has the Soul Gem equipped, KO another one-of-a-kind equipment. So what is also interesting is the Soul Gem is not a card in this deck. It's actually, I believe it's in the next one with the Black Order, the next expansion. So this game likes to do that. They like to have characters that can do really cool stuff, but they require cards that come in other sets. So it gives you a reason / forces you to buy other sets to play as certain characters or make them complete. Which I personally, I don't mind. I like that as an idea. Like, here's these cards, as opposed to the original versus system where it was booster packs and you open, you randomly got stuff. Here, at least I know what I want. So if like, ooh, I really want to play as Adam Warlock, I want that Soul Gem to be able to use it, which you don't have to do it to play as him, but if you want to do it to make him a little bit better, I know what deck I need to buy to get that. So at least there's that. It's not a hunting down thing necessarily. I just gotta buy an extra thing. But if I like the game enough, like, I'm gonna get more cards from that set that are gonna be useful anyhow. Alright, our second main character is Cosmo the Space Dog. It says, Bad Dog. Name a keyword or superpower. Until the start of your next main phase, enemy characters lose and can't gain that power. Enemy characters that appear with that power lose it and they can't gain it. All bark, no flight. When a face-up enemy character loses a keyword or superpower, Cosmo gains an XP. So any keyword can be stuff like lethal, invisible, leader, any of them bolded keywords, as well as the symbols on the side, flying and range, are also considered keywords. So watch if you get rid of, it won't hurt you because it's all enemy characters. But yes, if you played this once and let's say you got rid of flying, and then you played another one, you got rid of range, and you did this in 2 different turns, so then any character that comes in that's flying range would lose both of them, and you gain 2 XP, 1 for each ability. So that is a reason to play more, but you kind of feel out what your opponent's playing. Then when he does level up, come to 310, no more Mr. Nice Dog. At the start of your main phase, name the keyword or superpower until the start of your next main phase. Enemy characters lose and can't gain that power. Enemy characters can't gain that power. So it's basically the same as the other one, but you don't have to pay for it. And they only lose it for one turn. So you can't build up a bunch of things they lose, but it's free to lose one thing every turn. And then our third main character is Star-Lord with the Mantle ability, which is the stars are. So this is aka Shadowcat from the X-Men. So she also has the X-Men team affiliation. So for a while she was in space, hanging out with Star-Lord, sort of dating him. Then she took over the mantle of Star-Lord while he started ruling his planet of Sparta, I believe it was. She is searching for something. Build, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, and a Galactic Guardian. When you play a space location, Star-Lord gains an XP. So again, this is another one that's going to require you having cards that are from a different deck. The space locations function as basic locations, but they're only available in the Alien Predator sets and the Monsters Unleashed set. You're just going for Marvel. They might be in, those are the illustrated ones. So they might be in some of the cinematic or photogenic universe stuff, but I'm not sure on that. So yeah, basically she's unlevel upable unless you have one of those. So you can play as 2 of the 3 characters in here, but you can't play as her unless you've bought previous sets. But her third ability is Intangible. Play a space location. Choose an enemy player to reveal their hand. Star-Lord strikes any number of supporting characters there with a total defense less than or equal to her attack. That player discards each struck character. So she can jump in, she can take out most of your hand. So that is really fun. Let me just see if they have anything. So, I like to look at the rules here. She can strike at characters she normally couldn't be struck at, like bulletproof, flying type stuff like that, because they aren't actable in their hand. And it doesn't matter how much health a struck character has, it gets discarded. So she can take out any giant characters as long as they're supporting characters. But I mean, it's a costly ability. And then she's going to get our first supporting character, which we always have 4 of, unless otherwise stated. So we're going to get Lockheed, her pet dragon, who's also an X-Men. I love the fact, though, that he's not tied directly to her, so you could just play him in an X-Men deck if you want a cheap 1-cost character. Fermius Bandersnatch. Blue, combat, fire. Lockheed strikes with double attack this turn, or smoke. Your defender can't strike back this combat. So that's really fun. Alright. New Guardian character. We have Jack Flag. Computer Hotline Network. Jack can team with Captain America, ignoring team restrictions, and follower. When Jack team attacks with a main character, that character gains a leader this combat, which lets them choose who the defender strikes against. We're going to get Howard the Duck, who has the ability Duck. When Howard's attacked, you may exhaust him, and if you do, the attackers can't strike this combat. And Proud of It. At the end of your turn, ready Howard. So you can duck to like combat, and you can be ready to go right off the bat. And we're going to get an old school, one of the original Guardians, or Guardians 3000 as they're referred to, Nikki. Material personality. She's from Mercury. When Nikki appears, you may play a space. If she does, burn an enemy supporting character. Stun it at the end of each of your turns. And burn doesn't go away, so it's always fun. But getting another character is going to require a space icon. It doesn't make them necessarily unplayable. They're just not necessarily as effective. But now there's enough characters, because you have Starhawk, another character that likes that space ability, it would give you enough reason to maybe buy that Monsters Unleashed set if you're hesitant on it, because maybe you didn't like all the characters in it, because there's what? Monsters Unleashed, Leviathans, Champions, and I think Inhumans. So maybe if you weren't really sold on those 4 teams, but you like the Guardians, this might be a reason. Or they also have Earth cards in there, which is another. Some of the other sets require a bunch of Earth cards, so that might be a reason to buy it if you see it cheap for those other characters. So here we have Composite Being. Starhawk characters in your hand other than copies of this card have bond with Starhawk. You may discard them to generate power symbols for one of this card's superpowers. And then Giver of Light. Remove all +1/+1 counters from enemy characters and remove all -1/-1 counters from characters on your side. So Starhawk's a pretty powerful being. Our next fun character is Talon, who's a Guardian as well as an Inhuman. There's not a ton of characters that have multiple teams, but they're always fun to get. It says Pounce. When Talon is attacking an exhausted character, it can't strike back. And Apprentice to the Sorcerer Supreme. Build. Stun the lowest cost face up enemy's supporting character on your side. You settle ties. And then speaking of the Sorcerer Supreme, we have Kruger. These are both characters from the Guardians 3000. Master and Apprentice. Talon characters on your side can use their superpower any number of times this turn. While Doctor Strange is on your side, Kruger can use his superpower any number of times each turn. So he's the apprentice to Doctor Strange, but he's teaching Talon. He's in the year 3000. He's the current Doctor Strange, or the current Sorcerer Supreme. And then Sorcerer's Ways. Double the +1/+1 counters on a character on your side. So that's fun. Our next Guardian is going to be Angela. An angel from the heavens. Characters without flight or range can't solo attack Angela. And then the 10th realm. At the start of your main phase, if there are 9 or more locations on your side, open a bridge from heaven. Reveal the top 10 cards of your deck. For each character, put each character onto your side and shuffle the rest into your deck. You may only open 1 bridge per game. So there's a couple of things I like. I like the fact that each location is supposed to represent one of the 9 realms in this ability. And then hers is the 10th realm, and she opens up getting to summon people like a portal from Asgard. Plus the fact is it says you can only open 1 bridge, which is just a quick way to like shorten that. But it also means there could be bridge from other places. You could have bridge from Asgard, or bridge from Hell, or bridge from Limbo. You could have other bridge abilities that could also work with this, which are kind of neat. And then we are going to get Mainframe, who is from Guardians 3000, aka the Vision. Stationary. Mainframe can't move, but he has 16 defense. Primary operating system. Other characters on your side may pay 1 less power symbol to use their first superpower this turn. And our final supporting character does not have a team. He is the Living Tribunal. He costs 15. He has 0 health, 0 attack, 0 defense. He has a bunch of crazy abilities. Bouncing the multiverse. When you recruit the Living Tribunal, choose one of his spaces, then remove him from the game. Equality or equity. KO each Marvel equipment, location, and supporting character. Necessity. KO each non-Marvel equipment, location, and supporting character. Or Vengeance. KO each photographic universe equipment, location, and supporting character. So basically, if you're playing against decks from other things, he can just do a lot of damage to whatever deck he's playing against, and basically reset somebody else's entire field. So that's crazy. I mean, it's interesting because you can choose it regardless of what deck you're fighting against. You can choose it, but it also gets rid of your stuff too. So if you're playing the same as the other person, you're hurting yourself as well. If you're playing against a different one, you can definitely wreck them and have an advantage. Alright, we're going to get some plot twists. First we get one plot twist. We have the Nova Corps, which does not have a team ability linked to it. But it says your main character may play a space. If it does, kill an enemy supporting character in combat with 7 or more. And then we get 4 copies of a special location called the Milano. Ravage your ship. During your build phase, your main character may pay a space. If it does, turn this location face down. Then put +1/+1 counters on each character on their side. They have flying and ranged this turn. So that's fun. But yeah, there's a lot of different cards in this set that require that space ability. So you have to find that out. I'm just seeing if there's any of these. Any special keywords. Most of these pretty much make sense, so I'm not going to look at them. But there's the list of all the different cards. You get some new Guardians, some old Guardians, a bunch of stuff that requires space. So these characters have powers, plot twists and special occasional. The main character has some pretty powerful effects. They're not superpowers. The main character must be face up to pay for them. Main character can use a wild special occasion from their team to pay for them. And these cards are neutral, so like any other neutral, they can be added into any other decks. Special occasions don't count as location power symbols. So like you can't use this for like counting as one of the other things. But I think the thing they're adding in here that maybe wasn't mentioned was if you have a wild symbol, you can do space as well. So it sounds like, but I'd have to double check the actual rules on that. But that is the Galactic Guardian set, so we get some Guardians. So check out the previous set with some Cosmic Avengers, check out the next set with the Black Order, and see you guys in the next video. Bye!